Hi there, I'm Tony Dibb, and I'm going to be showing you the organizational habits that I've learned in Lightroom within the past 5 weeks of digital imaging. Let's start off with our structure. In Finder, under Pictures, I have another folder named Pictures, and this is where the tree actually divides into its branches. I have 3 different files here: Clients, Personal, and School. Each one of these has their own catalog, so you can obviously tell here that they have their own little catalog folder as well. We want to be in school, so let's take a look at the school one. This is where the catalog would be. Let's take a look at the years. This is where all the photos were taken in this year. So in 2013, and in 2014, there'll be a 2014 folder as well. Let's take a look at camera and lighting, and take a look at the naming convention. So on 2013, September 23rd, that's when I did my depth of field workshop assignment 3. That's the way my naming convention works: year, month, day, identifier, and then from then on, whatever. So depth of field is my identifier along with the A as well, A meaning assignment. Let's take a look at the schematic diagram here where I have where I'm going to be holding my photos. So on my computer, I'll have all my raw photos and the images that I'm currently working on and have worked on. The Google Drive in the cloud is where I'm going to be holding all the images that I've already worked on and I'm currently working on. And on the Lacy hard drive, I've partitioned it because it's such a big hard drive. It's an entire terabyte, so I'm trying to utilize this entire space. So I have half of it for raw images and half of it for a time machine to keep backing it up. I back it up whenever I do a shoot, or if I haven't done anything in a little while, once a week minimum, but I usually do it every couple days. Let's get rid of this and get rid of that. This is my Lightroom setup. I usually have my film strip at the bottom open and my navigator panel open. I never really have my right panel open or my module panel open, unless I'm going back and forth from library to develop, but I'm not really going back and forth at this point. So we want to import images. Let's import them by hitting, import at the bottom left in that tab there. Let's turn on our camera, and on the left side, this is where our source is going to be. So whenever the Canon camera shows up on the left, we'll click on that, and in the middle, this is where we'll be choosing our images. So Canon has shown up. Let's click on that. Now, as you can obviously tell, some of these are grayed out. That means that they've already been imported into this catalog. And there's a little checkbox on the right panel to choose to not upload suspected duplicates, but we're going to get to that in a minute. So now we've chosen where it's coming from, move on, and go from left to right. So we've done where it's coming from, so the source. Now let's choose images. So let's find out what we want to copy it as. Let's copy it as a DNG, because if we copy it as a regular image, it'll be done as a CR2 file from Canon or NEF from Nikon. And those files are still raw, but they're dangerous because they have sidecard files with each image. Whenever you make an edit, that's when the sidecard file will show up. And if you move an image without the sidecard file, you won't have any of those changes with the image because they're done and saved onto an extra file. And it all stacks up, and there's just way too much going on, and it's a big mess, and it's not worth it. DNG files are the universal digital negative that we are using, and so I'm going to copy it as a DNG. Much safer. It's a little smaller, so that way it stacks up a little easier for you. So I don't want all these images, so I'm going to go uncheck all and find a couple ones that I want. So I'm going to choose this one, this one, this one. Yeah, why not? Throw Tracy and Andrew in there. Let's go with, I want those lens caps. Let's do that. Boop, boop. Done. Great. Fantastic. Now we've chosen what we wanted. Let's go down here and hit import preset, digital import preset, the one we created in class. Let's start up in here. Now we've done left, middle, now right. So file handling. I want to do 1:1. This builds the preview to be as big as it possibly can go, which is great for whenever you're trying to figure out whether it's sharp or not. Build smart previews, definitely. Don't import suspected duplicates, as we've seen up here. That's where that little checkbox is. I usually always keep that on. That's just personally me. That's up to you if you have a different style. Make a second copy to a backup. Extremely important. Let's get rid of this. File renaming, usually really good when tethering. There's a whole bunch of ways you can do it. I personally just go custom name and then sequence, but we're not going to be using that. And apply during import. Again, super important. We want to add our metadata, our copyright, our personal information, sorry, not personal, but our contact information for our clients, and then some keywords. So I'm going to write down what camera I used. So Canon XT-I. I also use a fisheye lens at one point. Fisheye lens for the lens caps. We got Tracy in here. We also have Andrew. Just this way, if I ever need to try and find the images, I have the keywords there so that I can just type it in, find them, bada boom, bada bing, they're there. Let's get rid of this. Now it's destination, where the images are actually going to be put onto my computer, and where Lightroom is going to be creating the previews from. So, in 2013, I have already created a folder named digital imaging. Now I'm going to go and do into subfolder under digital imaging and do my naming convention. So today's date is 2013, October, which is, that was 10, I believe? Not 100% sure. I believe we are, whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Let's go, yeah, I believe it's 10. Yeah, probably 10. So, October, and we are the 8th today. So, 2013, October 8th. I usually go underscores, because I'm OCD like that. And we add our identifier. So, let's just add in here, I don't really have a specific shoot for this, so I'm just going to go random. Or even workflow, because we're doing a Lightroom workflow. Now, we've done that. We find out where they're going to go. As you can obviously tell there, digital imaging, and then our identifier in that naming convention, and we hit import. And now it'll just take a couple seconds. Now that our import has completed and our previews are done, let's take a look at them and rate them. So if you want to rate your images, I usually go into loop view here. That's your grid view. So loop view, I usually just hit E, that pops up there. And to rate them, we want to hit T to make sure our toolbar is open. Now I'm going to go through these by hitting the arrow keys. So just like that. So I like this image. I think it's cool. I'm going to hit P. This is going to give us a pick flag. Next, I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm just going to hit the X. Or I can hit the X key on my keyboard, which will give me a reject flag as well. Same thing with that one. They don't look very impressed, so I'm just going to reject on that one. These two here are really cool, but I can't choose, so I'm going to hit C for compare view, which is that little button there. And now I can have them both next to each other. I'm going to go 1-to-1 up here in my navigators, that way I can find out which one is more sharp. I think the right one's a little more sharp. So I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to go pick. This one I'm going to reject. Now I really like this one, so I'm going to hit 5 stars. Or I can just hit 5 on my keyboard. Next, let's go back to the loop view. Go to this one. Oh, in fit. I don't mind it. I'm going to go 3 stars. Now that's usually how my rating goes. I'm going to put them in a collection. So in a smart collection, you find them all here. I'm going to color them red because I want to put them in a photo book. So I'm going to do that one. Let's do that one as well in the photo book. And there it is. Red colored collection. Super easy. Now if I want to add one to my portfolio, I'm going to drag and drop it into my portfolio collection set into that first year portfolio. So let's find the image. I really like that one. Let's add it into my first year portfolio. Done. That easy.